Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. So this is the Oracle Deck edition to my what top 5 Oracle decks am I considering adding to my collection in 2025. I did this for Tarot Deck, so be sure to check out that video. And the link will be in the description box down below. But this is for Oracle decks. These are Oracle decks I've identified that I'm very, very likely to get in 2025. And I'll share with you why that is. And it's just 5. Now, my wish list has 31 decks, I believe, on there. And that's a whole smattering of different forms of cartomancy, not just Tarot and Oracle, but Kipper, Lenormand, just different types of decks on my wish list. And I'm always adding or removing or changing the categories from very likely to unlikely. And so what I did was filtered the decks or what was on my wish list on my spreadsheet by very likely. What decks am I very likely to get? And so these are the Oracle decks that I'm very, very confident I will be purchasing in 2025. And to that end, I just want to say that I do plan to purchase less decks next year, spend less than I spent this current year that I'm recording this video, 2024. If you want to know why I'm feeling that way, I have a whole playlist about my depth years and low buy deck years and all the things and what that's all about. So check out the links in the description box for playlists and video suggestions. All right, let's get to my top 5 decks I plan to add to the collection in 2025. First up is the Dreamgate Oracle, a self-reflective deck and guidebook by Danielle Noel. She is the creator of the Star Child Tarot, the Moon Child Tarot, including the Shadow Edition, and she is the artist on many decks that are out there. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing what this deck has to offer. It's 50 cards, standard Oracle size, 3 by 5 inches, and it comes with a 208-page full-color flexi-bound guidebook, along with a magnetic closure keepsake box, and like a little insert, little travel box, they call it. So you get a lot. You'll get a lot for your money. And not only that, sold separately is a guided journal. Now, I don't always buy guided journals that come with decks, but for this one, I think I will. And I have another RP Studio deck that is the publisher of this deck. RP Studio produced Black Tarot, and if you check out my Black Tarot like unboxing or reveal video, you will see just how lovely the packaging is on their decks. So yeah, I'm definitely going to look into this further. It says here, discover the uncharted expanses of your dreaming mind in this stunning deck and oracle set, featuring symbols, self-care rituals, energetic insights, and lush imagery. And I can see working with this for some particular reading offerings I have that center around self-care rituals. So yeah, I am excited about this Dreamgate Oracle. Let me know what your thoughts are on this deck. Next up is the Oracle of Oneness by Robin Boyce. And this deck was on Kickstarter recently and I missed it. And I'm a little bummed about that. But I trust that I will be able to get my hands on this deck at some point in the future. In looking at the Kickstarter campaign, it looks like the backers will be getting their copies February 2025. It's what the estimated delivery time is showing. But this deck looks beautiful, and I know it will pair wonderfully with the Tarot of Oneness, which I have already in my collection. It comes with 64 cards, and the artwork is stunning. I mean, what can we say? It's on 350 GSM art paper, according to the Kickstarter campaign information, matte UV coating, standard Oracle size, and matte colored edges, hopefully. I don't know if that stretch goal was reached or not. But this is an indie produced deck for those of you who prefer indie over mass market. And check out the Tarot of Oneness flip through that I have on my channel to get a feel for the art style from Robin. It is just simply gorgeous. Okay, let's move on. Now we are looking at the Angel Number Oracle, a 55 card deck and guidebook. It is created by Pulp Girls, that's what the author is listed as on Amazon, and published by Sterling Ethos, so it is a mass market deck. And I have this curiosity about angel numbers, and I want to start exploring it, and I thought, what a cool way to explore it than with a deck. I am just fascinated by the idea of repeating numbers, or what is the significance of that, and how that could be a way of doing a little bit of prophecy, So it's my hope that when I'm doing readings and I'm called to pull a card from that deck, then I can share that card with a querent or client, and maybe they see those, number sequences in their everyday life, and that signals to them, that an angel has their back or something positive is coming or what have you. So, yeah, I'm like, let me consider adding this one. I know there's tons of angel number decks out there, but this one just seems to call to me. If you know of a good angel number deck that you can recommend, please leave a comment down below. But I think I'm going to go with this one, but I'm keeping an open mind. All right, so now we're looking at the Soul Mirror Oracle. See Yourself. That's the name of the deck. And it looks like it is created or partnered between Blue Angel and Llewellyn. And I love the artwork. It comes with 42 gold edge cards, which is a little light for me with regards to the number of Oracle cards. I'm one of those ones that like my Oracle decks on the chunkier side, like at least 50, 60 cards. The more, the better. So we'll see. I'm going to have to watch quite a few of the flip throughs for this deck and just make sure all of the cards are executed well and that it makes sense to add it to the collection. And I will definitely be utilizing a spread that I'll talk to you a little bit more about towards the end of this video that will help me also decide whether or not I want to add the Soul Mirror Oracle to the collection. But let's face it, the artwork is beautiful. It comes with a 120-page full-color guidebook. It's got gold foil on the top box, and it has a guidebook. So it's quite lovely. And in addition to that, it has its own standalone guided journal that's sold separately for those of you who want to deepen your study with the deck. It does come with its own standalone, you'll have to purchase separately, but its own standalone journal. So yeah, it's one that I think would go really well with the Nova Witch Tarot, and that's because it has the same artist for both. So I always like to see what decks pair well on one of those. All right, let me know what you think about this deck in the comment section. Lastly, we have the Soul Wisdom Oracle, Everyday Enlightenment for All Souls by Nicole Miz. And this too is a deck that appears to be created by Blue Angel, but there's some sort of partnership that's happening with the other publisher, Llewellyn. And I find that interesting. If you all know more about that partnership between Blue Angel and Llewellyn, let me know. The artwork is just so evocative. It just draws you in. It feels like I'm looking at familiar faces and like we've known each other. I really am taken with the artwork, and the keywords, the little key phrases are ones that I think could work in my readings. When I look for Oracle decks, I'm also paying close attention to the key words and key phrases. A lot of times you get those same run-of-the-mill, usual types of keywords, and I want something different. I crave something different, something that ignites the imagination and triggers the intuition, right? So yeah, this deck is beautiful, and I can see it working well as altar cards for myself, or having them as messages to me as the reader, as the person, not necessarily just for client readings, right? So I could see myself working with these cards for readings for myself. But yeah, it comes with 50 cards and a 160-page color guidebook. And I love that it it's melanated, right? It's beautiful. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, so it's nice to be able to make a mention of it here. I'm glad I stumbled on it. When I'm considering adding a new deck to the collection, I pull out one of my oldest and dearest decks, trusted decks, and I do a spread, or I may ask just a few questions from this new to the collection interview spread. I am essentially interviewing one of my favorite tarot decks about a potential new friend to add to our collection. And oftentimes what I will do is I will ask the question, how will I feel about purchasing this deck 12 months from now? How much usage would I get with this deck? What are the types of readings would I use this deck for? And just getting an understanding of why I'm really needing to add this deck to the collection. And sometimes you could just simply ask the cards, why am I adding this deck? What draws me to it? And see what the cards say. You could use Tarot or Oracle, and you'd be surprised. And if it's just for the sake of admiring its artwork, okay, good. It's nice to know that going into it versus feeling guilty, about never being drawn to using it, but maybe pulling it down once or twice to admire the artwork. At least you'll know, right? So yeah, I use the new to the collection interview spread, and sometimes I deconstruct it and just use one or two questions from it to help me or spark the appropriate questions to be asking myself before I consider investing in a new deck. And to that end, what I do from there is when I narrow down that I want to add a deck to the wish list, I then rank it. I rank it by what is the likelihood of me adding, or really adding the deck to the cart and making that purchase. And I have the categories of unlikely, likely, and very likely. And I shared with you all today my very likelies. So yeah, that's what we've got, friends. That's what we have here on the spread that I do. And I don't go willy-nilly buying up all the decks. You probably noticed there has been quite the downshift in me constantly sharing on decks that I've added to the collection. And it's not because I'm not buying them. I do buy them, but I don't always feel called now to do unboxings or, to share about the decks until I've had a chance to use them. And there you have it, friends. Those are the 5 Oracle decks that are on my wish list that I plan to purchase in 2025. And I am so curious to hear about what decks you are planning to add to your collection. Now, of course, if you are not planning on adding any decks to your collection in the coming year, that's totally cool too. And I would love to hear your thoughts as well, because you know what? Not everyone is in a waxing moon phase of their collection. Some folks are just really enjoying their decks that they already have, and that is a-okay over here too. Do me a favor on your way out. Please hit the like button. It helps the channel, and I appreciate the support so much. And don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to those who are new to the channel, and hey friends to the ones who have been with me for a while. You take very good care of yourselves, okay? I will see you all around in the next one. Bye.